Hi, I'm Robin Trimingham, Chief Operating Officer of the Olderhood Group and co-creator of the Power My Future Life Transition Planning Program. I'm chatting today with Bill Story, CEO of the Olderhood Group. Bill, one of the reasons that people put off planning for their future is that sometimes it can be really hard to guess exactly what you're going to need. What kind of ideas do you have people who are wondering whether or not their retirement plan is realistic?
Well, I think the first one is have a plan.
That's a good start, isn't it? Yeah.
I
agree with you more.
That sounds overly simplistic, but the fact of the matter is that, and I can't remember now exactly what the statistic is, but it's only something like about 20 or 30% of people have a reasonable business plan. So most people just don't have one.
I think a lot of people don't even have it written down.
I think they don't, and I think part of that reason is because, whether you're tempting fate or whatever it is, a lot of people just don't want to think into the future. They don't want to plan their lives going forward, just in case they get it wrong. So there's a fear factor.
But don't they say that failing to plan is just really planning to fail?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about that. Especially when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole question about retirement is that the act of retirement, if we can say it that way, is very, very simple. When it comes 5 o'clock on that particular day, you pack up your stuff from your desk or your workshop or whatever. You get in the car and you drive home. Boom, you're retired. That's it.
Wow.
You're done. Yeah. The question that you need to ask yourself is, okay, I'm in the car. Where am I going?
Well, maybe you should even ask that before.
Well, ideally you should
actually retire.
Ideally you should, because that's the big question. Where am I going with the rest of my life?
Because we don't all have the same kind of dreams for our future life.
We don't. We don't have the same kind of dreams. To be honest, we don't all have the same level of money. And while retirement is a life issue, a life change, a life transition, and most people think it's a money-driven deal, which is very important. I mean, it's critical. There's no question. But we are all different. And what one person in retirement does, whether they work or part-time work or whether they play golf every day or anything like that, we are pretty much all different. I think one of the secret issues, which is not as secret as it could be, but make sure that you're talking with your spouse or your partner. Make sure you're on the same page.
This has to be a team effort. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one in the driving seat and one in the back seat, and they want to go in different directions, you got a bit of a problem.
Yeah, if you're not heading in the same direction in your future life, you definitely have a problem.
Well, and I think that again we'll go back to money because money seems to be the common denominator for all of this. What you want to make sure about is that you don't run out of money.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you don't want to outlive your money, and that's a panic situation for a lot of people because if they, we talk about financial forecasting. Some people call it, budgeting and stuff like that, which it is. Yes. But financial forecasting is a different situation. You have to look forward to see, what your income and expenses are going to be. So that's forecasting. You need to do that. You need to know where you are because if you run out of money, then you've got a major problem. And I think that's another reason why a lot of people basically put it off because they don't want to figure out that, hang on, I'm not going to have enough money.
Well, so that you really need to have moderation in your life now while you save for the future.
If you
can. And a moderation once you're in your retirement life.
Without any doubt.
You've been listening to tips and ideas to plan to power your future.